Hey everybody, once again, this is CJ Goodspeed. Today I am doing an interview with one of the hottest up and coming wrestlers at 225, Mr. Avery Noland. As always, you can catch me on Twitter at CJ Goodspeed. You can catch me on Linecast once a week on Spotify or any of your other places you like to listen to podcasts. Uh, Last night I had the pleasure of doing an interview with Big Ramp and a special guest. I have not had a chance to post that yet, so that will be coming. Avery has actually watched that with me. I showed it to him before we started because there's some things in here he might need to address. Uh, More than likely, I'm not sure how I'm gonna post this. I might post them both at the same time. I might put the rant video up first and then put Avery's. Don't know how I'm gonna do it yet, but we're here to get a little background on Avery. This is the first time I've done an interview with him. I have a lot of questions on his background. Also, we're going to talk about the upcoming collision course that he's facing once again, Chase Bell. So, without further ado, here's Avery Noland. Avery, thanks for coming, man. I appreciate it.
No problem.
We, I know you're more like a little hot right now after seeing that great interview with Big Ram. But let's kind of we're gonna put that on the back burner for a minute. Let's get a little bit what's your backstory like? Did you do like amateur wrestling? Did you just start regular wrestling? Tell us how you got into this.
Well, I started in high school. I did amateur wrestling,
Mm-hmm.
so that's kind of what laid the foundation for me today.
Okay. And I've seen some of your amateur in the ring too. Uh, how long have you been doing professional wrestling?
Well, my first match was back at Bases Loaded against Chase Bell, the Big Ramp Invitational. But I started training about last April, so
Okay.
it's been 13 months.
Oh wow. Okay. So now, whenever you trained, because that was Chase Bell's first match, also, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Well, when you started training, you and Bell, y'all trained together, or was y'all in separate classes, or what?
We always trained together.
Okay. Okay. Did you have any interaction with him?
Oh, every day,
Oh,
all the
okay.
time. Yeah.
Were y'all was he the Chase Bell we see today, or was is he is what is the I mean?
The Chase Bell you see today is a lot different from the one that I met over a year ago.
Okay. Because in my interview with Chase Bell, he mentioned that he like used to go over and eat supper and stuff with the family, and he would come here and eat with you, and y'all like pretty tight. I mean,
Yeah,
y'all were pretty good friends.
yeah, we were.
Yeah, I get you with the work. That's for sure. While all this was going on, you had the tournament going on. Did you see like a change in him through the tournament, or did this all just like come out of left field at bases loaded?
You know, it came out of nowhere really. Uh, I never expected him to do that in the finals, but I guess whenever you have an opportunity, some people will just do whatever it takes to take it.
Yeah. Uh, I mean, y'all shook hands before the match, so I was like, okay, well, this is to the up and coming guys at Pro Wrestling 25. I'd never seen y'all, I never saw y'all practice or anything. Y'all impressed the heck out of me. Y'all did great. Uh, but I really thought this was going to be just a professional wrestling match. You and him, y'all go at it. Y'all shake hands at the beginning. Whoever wins wins. You shake hands at the end. That is not how this went at all. Uh, Ramp got involved. We know that because he come out and he had his belt, whatever you want to call it, trophy belt. They don't like it when I talk about it too much because I don't think it's sanctioned. And I have an interview with Jordy, and I'm going to find out. Jordan, one question you're going to answer for me is if that dang belt's sanctioned. If it's sanctioned, make him defend it. It's not just a prop for him to hold on his shoulder and say what he is. Make him defend that title. Because to me, if it is sanctioned, this match coming up at Collision Course should be for that belt. I mean, I don't see why not.
I wouldn't either. I don't see the point of having a belt if it's not going to be defended.
Right.
I mean, Ramp and Chase, they talk a big game about how important and prestigious the belt is. But how prestigious is it really if it's not being defended every show?
Yeah, and I don't think it. No, I know Ramp has tried to educate me because apparently I'm as dumb as dirt. See, me and you come from kind of similar backgrounds. We're both from kind of the country. You're out here in Slaughter. I'm in Livingston. Good people come from those places. Good, respectable people. If they give you your word, you can take it. Not saying you can't take Ramp's word, and I'm not saying you can't take Chase Bell's word, but it's not the same. One thing Bell is correct about is 504 area code and area code 225 is two different worlds. I will agree with him on that. Now I do think those worlds can come together and be fine, but apparently not in Chase Bell's mind. You know, that's what it is. But like I said, Ramp has told me that several people have held that trophy. I'm gonna call it a dang trophy until it gets sanctioned. Whatever. Several people have held it. Several great stars have held it. But he never did say if anybody ever defended it. Now, when y'all went to that tournament, he didn't say, hey, this is a tournament for a title, and when you win it, you'll defend it, you'll get a reign with it. I mean, this is the first time I've seen the title at 225. Now, I have only come in at Fright Night 2. So I haven't been around as long as everybody else, so that might be why I haven't seen it. However, if it was a sanctioned belt, shouldn't have somebody had it at Fright Night, at Bases Loaded? I mean, what did he tell y'all coming in? Did he say anything?
You know, I don't recall them ever mentioning anything about the belt.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing him walk out to the ring with the belt.
Was that the first time you had seen it?
That was the first time that I'd seen it.
Interesting. Okay.
So I had no idea that it was also that being on the line.
All right. Now, did you know Ramp was going to come out to ringside? I mean, was that something that was, it's his tournament. Did you?
I kind of figured he would. Was just hoping that he would stay on the side of the ring and not get involved.
Be neutral.
You're right.
Right.
But
that didn't happen.
Didn't turn out that way.
No, because you actually had Chase Bell, I think, dead to rights. Now, he was close to the ropes. Don't get me wrong. You did pin him closer. You might should have slid him over. But, Nate, you had him dead to rights for a 3 count. Chase didn't pick his foot up and put it on the rope. That was Ramp. Now, I'm sure at that time you didn't see that.
I didn't realize it, but watching the match back, I noticed Ramp grabbed his foot and put it on the rope.
That's when I saw him do that, I was like, wow, okay, this isn't just a finals match.
No.
And what came after that definitely showed more. I want to say I believe Ramp distracted the ref. I don't even think you saw that part because I can't remember what exactly happened, but you got low blowed is what happened.
Yeah.
And Chase Bell's very proud of that. I mean, that must be one of his signature moves now.
Yeah.
I'm sure when that happened, what went through your mind?
It's complete shock. Ramp getting involved. I'd be lying if I say that I didn't think he'd do anything like that at all. But Chase sneaking behind me and low blowing me, I never would have guessed.
Mm-mm. I wouldn't have either because I've seen both of y'all out there at intermissions. A lot of times, some of the guys will come out and talk to the kids, talk to the fans, sign things, take pictures. I've seen Chase out there. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to call you Chase. I've seen Avery out there And I did see Chase out there. That don't happen so much anymore. That shocked me. I was like, okay, Ramp did that. Okay, I can understand Ramp doing that. Okay, Chase must be aligned with Ramp somehow. I never thought Chase would take it as far as stooping to the level of low blowing you while Ramp is distracting the ref. Then, if I'm not mistaken, for Chase to deliver I think he calls his finisher the bell ringer to you. Ramp, I think, set you up on the freaking rope for him to deliver the knee to the head. And at that point, you was out of it. That just was the end. Uh, from there, basically, Chase just stomps the living hell out of him. I mean, do you even remember any of that, or is it like really fuzzy, or?
I vaguely remember.
Right. A lot of it you've seen from coming from watching the match back, I'm sure. What when you watch that match back, I mean, it's been what? How long since bases loaded now? A month.
It's been about 2 months.
Yeah.
2 months.
How are you dealing with this now? I mean, this is your best friend, basically. I mean, y'all were very close. To now, I mean, y'all pretty much bitter enemies, and y'all are always going to be entwined together throughout the history. I mean, how is all this sitting? I mean, you're a young guy. I mean, this is a lot on a young guy's shoulders. I mean, you're just breaking into this professionally, and you've already got stabbed in the back.
I really think maybe Chase could realize that he messed up, but I think the the power just went to his head. He's got too much of an ego to accept the fact that he had to cheat to beat me.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a clean victory. So
No, it wasn't. And then y'all had the match at Bash at the Bayou, and that was just wild. One thing I want to ask you: how did it feel? How was it like getting into the ring with the actual heavyweight champion, Gil Gracie? I mean, I'm sure that was kind of like wow, you know.
yeah,
Um,
it was a wake up call.
yeah.
Being in the ring with somebody of the caliber of Gil Gracie, it really opens your eyes. It introduces you to a whole new world. And he's tough.
Yeah, oh yeah. He's the real deal, man. He's what you're looking at going after.
Yeah.
I mean, it lets you. It kind of, I guess, it puts in perspective, kind of maybe how much more you have to learn.
Yes.
How was it teaming up with a guy like Wild Thing?
Well, teaming up with Wild Thing is I couldn't have asked for a better partner.
Mm-hmm.
He's such a great wrestler. Uh, he's so good with the fans. He really knows his stuff in the ring and
Mm-hmm.
outside of the ring as well.
Now, has he kind of, with everything going on, has he kind of like maybe taken you under his wing a little bit, saying, "Hey, look, you need to work on this. Here's a counter. I'll show you this counter for this or that." Or was this just like a one time like team up, or do you still stay in contact with him?
We still stay in relative contact.
Mm-hmm.
If he notices something, like I'm having trouble with something, he'll pull me aside and be like, "Hey, you know, do this to counter this."
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Well, that's good of him. That's real good. I mean, you can't ask for
yeah.
a better person in your corner. And that leads me to this next question: is you've been in the ring with Gil Grayson, you've tagged with Wild Thing. Come collision course, you have Wild Thing, number one contender. You have Gil Gracie, the Pro Wrestling 225 heavyweight champion. They're going at it. One on one in the ring with Ramp on the outside. My opinion is it's going to be a hell of a fight. It's going to be a match and a fight. Now, if you just had Wild Thing and Gil Gracie leave Ramp in the back, I think that definitely would help Wild Thing out. I think that Wild Thing could become the new Pro Wrestling 225 Heavyweight Champion.
If that was the case, Wild Thing will win.
Right. But that's not going to be the case.
That's not how it's going to go.
Do you think Wild Thing can overcome not only Gil Gracie, a great wrestler, but that devious mind that's going to be on the outside of that ring that is not afraid to get involved anyway? I mean, he'll do anything. I mean, it doesn't matter. Not necessarily put his hands on Wild Thing, but he'll distract the ref. He'll hand Gil something. My God, at times he distracts me from watching the match, and I'm there writing a review. What is Wild Thing's chances with that element in there?
His chances definitely decrease for sure. Having that kind of distraction while in a biggest match for the championship, it lowers his chances, but it's still completely possible for Wild Thing. He's one of the best in the business right now.
Yeah, Wild Thing is definitely from me seeing him at Fright Night to seeing him win at Super Gold to even at Bases Lake and even at Bash at the Bayou. He is I'm not gonna say I wasn't impressed the first time I saw him. I was. He's a very talented guy, a very talented veteran. I mean, he's not just a guy; he's a veteran. And anybody on the roster like that's been at the latest shows and everything, he's definitely number one contender. I mean, I no ifs, ands, or buts about it. In the interview I did with Chase, we brought up the Royal Rumble. You wasn't in the Royal Rumble, was you?
I was not.
Okay, I didn't think I saw you in there. Chase got eliminated, so I guess he's not quite as perfect as says he is. Even though if you ever bring it up, he's gonna tell you it took two people to throw me out. It's a Royal Rumble.
I've heard it before.
Because at this time, y'all still were buddies.
Yes.
So I'm sure he went to the back, man, they teamed up on me. That wouldn't seem like a guy that really had his mind straight, because he's using excuses on why he lost. I mean, hindsight's 2020. Now looking back, it's like, well, maybe that was like the first little seed or whatever that was being planted. Did Ramp ever approach you? Like I mean, well, I guess not. You told me you didn't know nothing about it, but did you ever see? I guess better. Not necessarily that he approached you. Did you ever see like Ramp come to any of the other tournaments, or did he mostly watch them on TV? Did you ever see him interacting with Chase any that would make you think, wow, wait, something's going on?
The finals, that was the only match that he was at. I don't think I can recall seeing him ever talk to Chase. So I don't know. It could have been a last minute thing.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, "Hey Chase, I'm gonna help you out."
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Well, yeah, and it's unfortunate how that happened, because that was a really great match y'all were having, and like I've even told Chase, I'm like, that's got to make this victory feel almost dirty, because of the way you won it. Of course, he does not agree with me at all on that. Have you spoken to Chase since all this happened, or you just pretty much cut ties?
I've tried to get some kind of explanation out of Chase, but every time it's the same story. It's the same thing. Whenever you interviewed him, you'd ask him the same stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It was the same thing I was hearing from him.
Just his business. Nothing against you, it's business.
It's business. He's just that good. He's this and that, and it irks me a lot.
I can tell, man. And I hate to even bring up that stuff, but I mean, we got to talk about it. That's what I do, I guess. I talk about it. Let's go. Another thing I touched on with Chase was his background. Now, Chase comes from a very educated family. I mean, his mom, his dad, his brother, sister, they've all been to college. They've all done well for themselves, which is great. Chase himself is in college, which is great. You are in college, which is awesome. I'm proud of you. Chase kind of was, I'm not gonna say was like everything handed to him, but he had a maybe a less bumpy road than most to get to where he's at. Do you come from that same background? How is, I mean,
No,
and try if I get too personal, just tell me. Just
no,
yeah,
it's good. No, neither of my parents graduated from college. Um, my sister, my older sister, she was the first in our family to attend college, and me being the second. Just finished my freshman year at Southeastern. Um, so, and my family's never been wealthy per se. We've never been too bad off,
mm-hmm,
but we were never great. You know,
right,
there were always some problems here and there.
mm-hmm,
You know, so I wouldn't like to say that I had it rough coming up, but I think Chase definitely he had it better,
right.
which you know
Like
it
maybe,
is what it is.
yeah,
You
maybe
know,
more things kind of handed to him than what per se you did. Maybe you had to work a little bit more. Not saying Chase has not
no,
worked for everything he has, but I mean, call a spade a spade. He definitely, with your background, with your family, and with his background, his family, definitely that road for him was a lot smoother than what you've had to do. I mean, you've had to overcome a lot of things. I mean, we talked once before. This isn't our first time talking. We've talked to each other on the phone. I've talked to him at shows. Just like me, you come from a family that your mom and dad divorced when you was young, just like I did. Uh, that's not a death sentence by no means. You know, it's not. But it does make stuff a little harder.
it
It,
does.
it does. And that's kind of what I want everybody to know is like, look at this man. He comes from not a horrible life, not from the slums and come up middle of the road. He's had bumps he's had to overcome, and look what he's achieved. He is, and so is Chase. And you've heard me say it. You and Chase, y'all are the future of pro wrestling 225. Uh, y'all both have my expectations of y'all seeing y'all's first match, y'all blew me away. I was like, there's no way that. I think even in my review, I said y'all's match was the match of the night. You know, y'all had the match of the night. Y'all owned that show. Uh, that's what upsets me so much is on how it ended. You know, it's the way he did. Uh, yeah, it just really it really upsets me about that. We talked about the different y'all's different paths. You know, his a little bit easier, yours a little bit harder. It is what it is, like you said. Uh, let's step away from you and Chase for a minute. We did it a while ago with Gillen Wild thing. There's another big match on Collision Course. I'm sure you've heard. We have Michael White versus GM Jordan. Before I get your thoughts on it, I'm going to give you mine. And it's the same story. I don't think I've changed any time I've talked about this match. You have Michael White, who is a wrestler. That's what he does for a living. He is a wrestler. You have GM Jordan, who's a GM. As far as I know, the only thing he's ever done in the ring is unveil belts and was a referee. Never seen him wrestle. Don't even know if the man owns a pair of wrestling boots. I think White has played enough mind games on Jordan to get Jordy to get into the ring with him for a certain reason, so he can have all out on him and not get in trouble. Uh, I don't know if Jordy can do it. That's my opinion. I mean, it's going to be a hell of a because it's not a fight. I mean, this is the thing. A pro wrestling match has rules. They don't always get followed, as we found out.
As we know.
But it has rules. It's not just getting there and brawl and so that doesn't happen. The ref will step in and separate and stuff like that. In your opinion, What is Jordy's chances? Who wins this?
If you look at it on paper, you see Mike White, who is a wrestler, and you see Jordy, who's just the general manager. If you look at it like that, most people would say Michael White would win, hands down, without a doubt. But if I know Jordy like I think I do, he's definitely been putting in some work to get ready for this match. He's going in laser focused, and it's a lot like my situation. He's looking for retribution against Michael White. So I think Jordy, he's got as good a chance as Mike does.
Wow, that's interesting. I hope so. I mean, I was proven wrong with the JTM Bounty Hunter match. I said Bounty Hunter was going to just destroy JTM. That didn't happen. I might be wrong on this one. I don't know. It's just, I mean, at least with JTM, he was another wrestler. You know, Jordy's not a wrestler. So I don't know. We're gonna have to wait and see on in July. Uh, you know, we've seen the calm, cool, collect Avery that has gone out to the ring in that first match. Me personally, now I'm not saying you need to go out there and just do whatever, but me personally, you're gonna have to approach this match totally different this time. Uh, have you have you thought about that?
You know, since bases loaded, after my match with Chase, it lit something inside of me, and it said that I need to really change up my attitude. Not too much, but I need to fix a few things. I need to be not as calm, not as collected, while still maintaining composure.
Mm.
So let's just say at collision course, you can just expect to see a different Avery Noland.
That's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna hold you to that. I'm definitely gonna hold you to that. Uh, the fans. We've already heard what Chase thinks about the fans. Been some pretty harsh words. There were some pretty harsh words last night coming out of Ramp's mouth. Also, I expected it. What do you feel about the fans? Do they actually help you, like in the ring, whenever you're down and you're trying to get yourself back up? Because there's a little bit left, but you got that point to where, man, I got a little bit left, but it'd be so easy just to lay down on this mat. Do the fans help you with that? Do they? I mean, how did they play into you doing what you do?
It's all about just feeding off the fans' energy.
Hmm.
You know, whenever you hear a fan or a group of fans or the whole arena, whatever it is, as long as at least one person is chanting for you and cheering you on, that's something you can feed off of that'll drive you to push yourself to the next level, to the
Hmm.
next level, and to the next level until you can get your job done.
That's awesome, man. That is so awesome. Uh, because there's a lot of kids out in the audience, as you know, and at one time I think a lot of the kids looked up to Chase. They liked Chase just like they look up to you and love you to death. But now it's almost like those kids need some healing. They kind of was let down because y'all get placed on a pedestal with these children. And look, I have kids. They're older now, of course, but when they were younger, and we would go to an event or something, and even myself when I was younger, and I would kind of like, man, these guys. I mean, these are living, talking superheroes. These aren't little cartoons. Uh, I mean, do you feel that it's kind of like on your shoulders now, since you and Chase broke in together, that you need to repair kind of like their disappointment in somebody they really looked up to? Like, do you need to take over what he like threw away, basically?
I definitely feel like it is on my shoulders. I mean, that the fan base that is the kids, that's going to be the fan base of the future.
Yes.
They're going to bring their kids in to watch, and
Mhm.
and it's a cycle that's not going to stop. So I feel like it's on me to kind of make them feel better about the show, give them what they want to see, and having Chase low blow me again and win, that's not what they want to see.
No, I don't think they want to see anything like that. First of all, I think they want to see you win. I mean, that's hands down, I believe. But I think what else they want to see is what we got robbed from in y'all's first match. We want to see an actual competition that leads to a finish. Either way, you know. But that's what we're looking for. Uh, I Avery, I'm gonna tell you straight up, man. You have a heck of a mountain to climb. You know Chase is good. You're good. Y'all both know each other so well. Y'all trained together. Y'all rolled around in the ring together. Y'all went through the same training. Uh, y'all spent so much time together. Not only does he know all that about you, but now he has Big Ram in his corner. Now you know he's in his corner this time. But I don't think that really means anything. I mean, it helps a little bit knowing what he's doing, who he's for. But Ramp is Ramp. We just talked about Wild Thing and Gil. You said it does lower the percentage of the Wild Thing winning. How does it affect you?
It's it's the same. It definitely lowers my chance of winning, but I'm going in with a sharp eye. I just have to pay attention to both of them, which is going to be
How do you do
more
that?
difficult.
Yeah, how do you pay attention to both of them?
Uh, guess I'm gonna have to find it out.
Yeah, that's gonna be a rough find out. I mean, if that even makes sense, what I just said, it's just like I said, the cards are stacked against you definitely now. I wouldn't have said so much the first time y'all met. Now, yeah, they're stacked against you, man. I'm pulling for you. I hope you come out on top. I just, man, it's gonna be rough. You know, it's gonna be definitely an uphill battle. At Bash at the Bayou, that was your second time getting in the ring with Chase, sort of. You know, from the first time to the second time, how did things change? Did anything change? Did he do anything different? Was he like more underhanded? Uh,
I would say he was more underhanded, a little more aggressive.
Definitely more aggressive. I agree with you totally on that. You, on the other hand, seemed like you kind of was still in your same mindset that you was at bases. I mean, tell me if I'm wrong for sure, but you just seemed like you was still, I'm not gonna say caught up in everything that's going on, but it's still definitely new to you. You know, uh, am I reading that wrong? Am I right? Am I
Um,
caught it right or saw it right or?
just knowing what happened, thinking about back at bases loaded, it did affect me. And not to seem like I'm making excuses, but it was something hard to deal with. Because I wanted nothing more for that match, whether I win or lose, just to be a clean, great match. May the best man win, but we don't know who the best man is because it was a cheap victory. So going into Bash at the Bayou, it still had me shook up. I
Mhm.
and I didn't know what else to expect. More surprises, you know. I wasn't sure if Wild Thing would turn on me. I just felt like everybody was just turning on me at that point.
Yeah, it felt like you had to just everybody's after you all of a sudden for some reason. I mean, I mean, your best friend turns on you. I mean, Wild Thing really, you know him, but you don't. I mean, who? I mean, yeah, nobody thinks he's gonna do it, but hey, anything happens. For sure. I mean, I'm with you. I could see. Have you, or can you shake that off to be able to focus in this match coming up on Collision Course? Is the question.
Absolutely.
You, you've, you're straight.
I'm good now. My mind is more clear. I I haven't put it out of my head.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the back of my head, but I'm not focused on that as much. I need to focus more on what I know I can do
Mm-hmm.
and just translate that into the ring, into the match with Chase.
Definitely, definitely. You seem like you're in the right mind frame. That's for sure. Just kind of sitting with you and talking to you now. I didn't get a chance to talk to you at Bash at the Bayou. Y'all's match was definitely last, so I think I might have even left before I had a chance to speak with y'all. Uh, I think it was a good experience. You teaming up at Wild Thing for sure. It does suck that you was on guard the whole time because I think you could have learned a lot more. But you know, like we said before, hindsight's whatever. Uh, One of my biggest things is we know you have the strength. I've seen that. Chase is fast. We know that he's fast. I haven't really seen speed from you. According to Ramp and them, you slow as a turtle. But I don't believe that. I mean, you wouldn't be in a ring if you was that slow. What do you do, and what does Chase do that would possibly give you problems, and what do you do that gives him problems? I mean,
Well, his his speed is something that it's a lot more than what I have.
mhm.
He's very quick and now very aggressive. Um, but I always try to just stay calm and do what I do what I know. Just keep a grounded mentality.
Mhm.
Just do whatever I can do to perform and to just win.
Yeah. I mean you're right though. The speed is going to be. I mean, and that's what, with anybody he faces. His speed is definitely going to be difficult for anybody, and he's so much more aggressive than even whenever he from the first time I saw him in that match. He was way aggressive. Well, man, I appreciate you having me come over and sit down with you and kind of pick your brain a little bit and find out a little bit about your past and going forward where you're at. My biggest thing is if that title is sanctioned, Jordy, make him defend it. If it's not sanctioned, it is what it is. Whatever. He can walk around with it. I mean, don't care. Uh, I'm worried that Jordy is so involved in his upcoming match that these little things are falling through the cracks. I hope not. I definitely hope not. Uh, what I'm gonna do is what I try to do with most people is I'm gonna step myself away from the camera. I'm gonna put it in front of you and send Chase a message. You can plug whatever stuff you have, your Twitter, your Facebook, and just talk to the fans like they yours, like they're there.
Chase, I've tried talking to you before. It's always the same thing with you. Now I'm done trying to ask questions. What I'm doing right now is I'm telling you what's going to happen at Collision Course. You will get in the ring with me, but it won't be the same Avery Noland that you met at Bases Loaded or Bash at the Bayou. You just need to expect something a little wilder.
Y'all heard it straight from his mouth. Uh, Chase, I think your hands are gonna be full with the new Avery Noland. Avery, how can people get in touch with you? Through Twitter, Facebook? What you got?
I do have Facebook. It is Avery Noland. That's Noland. Most people forget the D. You know. Also Instagram, the same thing. Uh, yeah, that's
Yeah.
it.
Reach out to him. Tell him if you like him, if you don't like him, which I don't know why you wouldn't like him. I mean, he's a clean cut guy. He's straightforward. Uh, I can relate to him a lot because we kind of have similar backgrounds in life. Uh, and Avery, I wish you all the luck, man.
Right.
Good luck at collision course.
Thank you.
Once again, guys, you can catch me on Twitter at CJ Goodspeed. You can catch me on Facebook at CJ Goodspeed. This is going to be on YouTube along with the big round. I have other interviews on YouTube with Chase. I have a JTM interview. I have some stuff from Linecast that I've done uh, on my YouTube channel. Just search CJ Goodspeed. I try to keep it simple for y'all. You can catch Linecast with me and my host because, believe it or not, I know it's hard to believe this, I'm not a great host. I kind of go all over the place. I need somebody to keep me reeled in, and that's what Urson Dayrosh does for us on the Lioncast. A little bit of news about the Lioncast. We was one time on PW Torch. We broke away. We're now free. You can catch it on Spotify, anywhere you want to listen to your podcast. Another thing, coming in G1 in Dallas, Lioncast is going a little bit further with their connection with Access TV. Access TV has asked Urson Dayrosh and myself to go to G1. They're giving us press passes. They want us to do our thing, and we will. However, I'm sure we're going to be a little bit more toned down than what you guys are used to hearing or whatever. But expect to hear more about that. It's going to be great. It's exciting. Me and Urson are very excited about this opportunity. Access has been nothing but great to us. They've helped us push the show out. We've helped them push the show out. NJPW comes on Access TV in America. Support it. If you're not watching it on NJPW World, watch it on Access. It's the next best thing. Guys, I'm CJ Goodspeed. This is Avery Noland. We will catch you later. Take it easy, guys.